What's going on, everyone? Again, I don't know who I'm saying that to. Nobody's in here yet, but just doing a little surprise live stream. Give me one sec here. I want to get my computer set up here so I can read any questions. So yeah, just decided to do a little unscheduled live stream. Thought it would be fun. I'm going to try and do more live streams. I was only doing them about once a month, and I'm going to try and start doing them, I don't know, a lot more. So I thought it would be fun to do a little live stream, and maybe some of you could come on and ask me some fun questions. Let me turn this light down a little bit. That's a little better. It's annoying me how much I see it in my glasses. Jess Diner, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for being here as always. AJ, how's it going? Few people kind of trickling in. So yeah, again, I don't really have anything to talk about tonight. I just thought I would sign on, and maybe some of you might have some fun questions you want to ask me, and we can just chat a little bit. Jeff Steiner asked, how was your Halloween? My Halloween was actually pretty fun. It was better than last year. Normally we do our haunted house. We didn't do a haunted house this year, but we still dressed up. We went out, we saw some costumes. We showed off our costumes. So yeah, it was a good time. How was your Halloween? I'm sorry, this ring light's really bothering me. I can see the reflection in my glasses. I can still see it. It annoys me. And that's probably as good as it's going to get. Robert says, you're the man. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Just making some videos. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. William says, your old 66 Caprice looked cool. Yeah, I really miss that car. But then again, I miss all of my past cars. Yeah, really quick, I'll tell you, since there's not a lot of people in here, give you like the background on that car. I was looking for a Caprice. I was looking for a 66 Caprice. I found that one on Craigslist. It was a 66 Caprice floor shifter with a 454, and the guy was selling it super cheap. He said that it needed a new transmission. I went out there, I picked it up, I brought it home. I poured transmission fluid in it, and it was perfect. It was good to go. Didn't need a new transmission. I don't know. It had a fluid leak, and he said he took it somewhere, and they told him it needed a new transmission. So once I filled it up with transmission fluid, I never had any mechanical problems with that car. I put front and back hydraulics on it with a big scrape plate, and that car was a lot of fun. But I wanted to get my Samurai, and I couldn't keep both, so it had to go. Ron says he just started watching my videos yesterday. So I guess you're new to my channel, so awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome. And he says, I just started watching your videos yesterday, and the awkward Daniel LaRusso stare at the beach. Yeah, thank you. I thought that was kind of funny. Francisco asked, any hats for sale? No, yeah, so a couple people, I launched the merch page, and then everyone's asking for hats. Unfortunately, the company that I'm using doesn't offer hats. Like right now, I'm kind of limited to whatever that company has for sale. and they don't have hats. Someone else asked for fanny packs and sunglasses, and they don't offer that either. Everything that they offer, I currently have for sale. I could do hats and glasses, and then it would just be like I would have to have a separate website just for the hats and glasses. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that company will start offering hats. Dave Films 345 says, hi, Kurt. I hope you're okay. I'm great. I hope you're doing good. What locations have you got coming up? I can't tell you. But I will tell you, sorry, this table keeps moving. I will tell you that I am working on a filming location video right now. I was hoping to have it up tonight, but it's taking me a little bit longer to edit it than I was hoping. But I'm pretty sure tomorrow night I will have a new filming location video up. And then it's one that a few people have been asking for. And then I've got another one that I'm going to start filming this weekend that a lot of people have been asking for. I think a lot of you are going to like this one, but there's a lot of locations. There's going to be a lot of editing. I'm hoping to have it up like in a week and a half, but a lot of work to do. And then I got some small stuff coming too. Frank, how's it going? Thank you for being here. Jeff Steiner says, my Halloween was great. I saw your community post with your Wayne's World costumes. They were great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really liked, those were last minute costumes. We just, we had some big ones, some big costumes we wanted to do, but we wanted to kind of save them for a better Halloween. So we came up with those costumes last minute, but I thought they turned out really good, and I really like the way those pictures turned out. That was also kind of a last minute decision to go to the Wayne's World locations, and I thought that turned out cool. Frank says, Samurai is awesome. Thank you so much. I love my Samurai. And I really love the way those t-shirts came out with the Samurai on it. Vinny says, I finally watched Gleaming the Cube all the way through thanks to your blog. Awesome. I'm really glad that I was able to introduce you to a movie that you hadn't seen or maybe didn't know about. That's a big time childhood favorite of mine. Pizza Rat asked, do you follow Mono Neon, Prince's last bass player? I don't, and I should. I definitely know who he is, and I know that he was in the middle of making an album with Prince when Prince passed away. He's a really amazing bass player. George says, loving your videos, Kurt. Any interesting locations you can show us in Tahunga? My mom was born and raised there. So a lot of people ask me, because I do these Valley videos, and they ask me why I don't go to Burbank more, and Glendale, and Tahunga, and Pacoima, and San Fernando. And the truth is I just didn't really hang out in those locations very much when I was younger. I have shown some stuff in Burbank, a little bit of stuff in Sylmar, maybe San Fernando. But yeah, I just didn't hang out in those areas. Like I went to them every once in a while, but so I don't have a ton of memories there. But I'm sure, as I do these Valley videos and as I research stuff, I'm sure you've noticed not everything in my Valley videos is my memories. Some of it is just stuff that I research and I'm showing about the Valley. So I'm sure I'll get to more stuff in Tahunga and Burbank and Glendale and so on. Sorry that it's taking a while. It's just Reseda, Van Nuys, that whole like Central Valley, that's my area. So that's, that's where all my stories that I think of take place. I know you did Gleaming the Cube, great film, Pop Peralta's finest. Was in it, Police Academy, Citizens on Patrol, shot in LA. Is that the one with Bones Brigade? Yeah, Citizens on Patrol was the one with Bones Brigade, and of course, because of that, it's always been my favorite Police Academy movie. David Spade, and I can't think of his name, that the actor who played Mark Ratner in Fast Times, and then all the Bones Brigade stand in for them. I think, if I remember right, I think Tony Hawk stands in for David Spade. Is that, I'm pretty sure, which is funny because there's like a 4-foot height difference. And then I think Lance Mountain stands in for the actor who played Mark Ratner. Have you ever eaten at Leo's in Lawndale? Yes, I actually have. I got a burrito there that was about this big, and it was amazing. That's, or if that's the place that I'm thinking of, the Mexican food place on Inglewood. 3:36 a.m. here on Wednesday. I know I should be asleep. I mean, you know, it's up to you. You want to get some sleep or you want to watch my live stream? I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. But you probably should get some sleep. Have you ever had any scary experiences while visiting locations? That's a pretty good question. Like, I don't know if you're asking if I've had scary experiences like with ghosts or just like being in a bad area. Some of the areas, like when I was doing like Boys in the Hood, you know, some of those areas are still somewhat active. So there were some areas I went to where, I mean, nothing major happened, but people were definitely watching me and wondering what I was doing. And I know in one area where I was, they started to approach me. A bunch of guys that were out in front of an apartment started to approach me. Um, they didn't look very happy that I was filming in their neighborhood. So, you know, some stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Let me think about it as I go on here. But you know, most of like when I was filming Boys in the Hood, most of the areas were fine, and I had no problem being there. But like I said, there were a couple areas where there were people hanging out that probably didn't want outsiders coming around. They probably, you know, they figured I was a tourist. Really enjoy your videos. You seem like a really sincere, decent guy. Great location videos. Thank you. I think I am. I think I'm decent. Hopefully. The Return of the Living Dead video was dope. Thank you very much. And you know what's really cool about that one? I don't know if anybody's seen. That was also kind of a last minute one, you know, like a week before Halloween, and I decided to slap it together. And a few days after I put it up, the official Return of the Living Dead website reached out to me and said they really liked the video and asked if they could add it to the official Return of the Living Dead website. So, yeah, if you go onto their website, there's a section, I don't remember what it's called, something with Tarman, and yeah, my video is there. Pretty cool. I didn't expect that. Think you will ever do a Fletch vlog? I'm pretty sure I will because I love Fletch. So I would count on that. Francisco asked, do you have any He-Man toys? So, let me see if I can just turn this down just slightly. Kind of move out of the way. So I don't know if you can see, it looks like it's kind of blurry, but there's He-Man sitting on Battle Cat and Orko and Mossman. I'm sure you can see the leech right there stuck to the glass. Skeletor. Yeah, there's a few things in there. You ever go to West Side Pavilion? Yeah, a little bit. I didn't really hang out there. I was sad that when I was finally ready to go do some filming there, that it was done. Thanks to Google. No more West Side Pavilion. Stoned Age, my guess. If I'm, are you guessing what my next filming location videos are? I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong, but I will tell you that I will do Stoned Age. Why did you leave the valley? I don't know. I guess after my dad passed away, and then my wife and I, she wasn't my wife yet, but we were, we had decided to move in together, and just felt like, time to try something new. And my wife at the time was going to be working in LA and wanted to give her a better drive. So we kind of, when we went to get a place together, we kind of just looked everywhere. And I don't remember if we looked in the valley, but yeah, we didn't really make a plan, and it just felt like it was time to try something different. So I used to say that I would never leave the valley ever in a million years, but you know what? And as much as I love the valley, I'm happy that I did leave, because it's been cool to experience living in other places. I really like your filming location videos. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching. C Vinyl says Larry Graham is a good friend of mine. Awesome. I bet he's got some really good Prince stories to tell you. Scorpion says you're doing the Lord's work. Thank you. Lance says, you rock, man. We always enjoy watching you, especially since we live just up the 101 in Ventura County. Well, awesome. Thank you very much. I'm surprised I haven't been out to Ventura yet to do any filming locations. Well, except, I guess it's Thousand Oaks, Ventura. Did you watch Baywatch growing up? I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Baywatch. Just never got into it. There's a few shows that I guess there's probably a lot of shows I never got into, but there's a few like big shows that I've never seen. Like I've never seen an episode of 90210, never seen an episode of Baywatch, Melrose Place, all of those shows that are in that genre. And they might be really good. I might be missing out. Enjoying all your filming location content. Thank you. I appreciate that. You should do a filming location for The Last American Virgin. That is a possibility. Can you do American Me? I believe it's in LA. Yes, I will definitely do American Me at some point, and it is all in LA. Hopefully I won't be doing the prison portion. Just like Blood In, Blood Out, a lot of American Me takes place in prison, so. Leo's has the best Mexican food, and yes, it's on Inglewood. Yeah, so that's the place I was thinking of. Yeah, the place is really good. Like I said, a big wet burrito that was, I have a picture somewhere because it was so big I had to take a picture. Hesperia News Service. Hello, 80s Life. Hello, Hesperia. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Have you thought about doing, or have you done a video for Thrashin'? I have done Thrashin', and someone actually just left me a comment like today or yesterday asking that too. I've done Thrashin'. It was one of my favorite ones to do. You can find it right now. You can go on to my channel and look at my playlist, my filming location playlist, and it's there. And we talked about this before, and I'm going to be doing this month. A lot of people keep asking me to do the same videos that I've already done. So I'm going to be making a video later this month to just kind of highlight everything that I've done already. Kind of a quick reference guide for all of you. Sorry, keep adjusting this camera. Never seen you in glasses before. Looking good. That's because they've been lost for the last couple of months, and I just found them the other day. But I should technically be wearing my glasses every time I'm doing a live stream because I always have trouble reading the comments. So, but thank you. Do you need a gaffer or crew? No, not yet. So far, I'm doing good by myself, and you know, every once in a while when I need help, my wife or son are there to help me. So far, so good. 80s question. Our childhoods are very similar. Where did you go to play video games as a kid? Was there an arcade or did you hit the local 7-Eleven for a little Spy Hunter? So I didn't spend a lot of time at arcades, which really bums me out. I wish, you know, I kind of missed out on that. I had my Nintendo at home. I played the Nintendo all the time. And, you know, if I went places where there were arcade games, like you said, like 7-Eleven, every once in a while I would play a game at 7-Eleven, or, I mean, there were arcade games everywhere back then. So, you know, fast food restaurants. I actually just posted a little video the other day on Instagram of me playing Paperboy at Round Table Pizza. So, you know, stuff like that. If we were at a restaurant that had arcade games, I'd go and play, but I never really went and hung out at arcades, which really bums me out. I mean, a little bit, but not too much. Can you show us the filming locations for Little House on the Prairie? Yeah, I'd have to look that. I have no idea where Little House on the Prairie was filmed, so I'll look into that. I don't know if that was like at Paramount Ranch or, yeah, I'll look into it. Is San Fernando Valley the location for Karate Kid 1 Cobra Kai Dojo? Yeah, so in the original, so in the first Karate Kid, the Cobra Kai Dojo is two different locations. One is in the San Fernando Valley in North Hollywood. And then when Daniel is having lunch with his mom and you can see the dojo across the street, that's in LA on Wilshire. And then in the Cobra Kai series, it's in Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. Is it hard to find the same filming angles that were used in the actual movies when doing filming locations? Yeah, I don't. It's funny. I actually don't think a lot that I line up the shots perfectly. I kind of just tend to like show the general location. Sometimes I try and line up the shot. I don't think I'm very good at it. If my wife is with me, she's really good at it because she has an eye for detail. So if she's with me, I'll like sometimes show her the shot and then ask her to help me line it up. It's something I've been doing a lot more, trying to line up the actual shot. But sometimes like I've got a lot of locations and I just want to get each location. So, but yeah, it's for me, it's kind of hard. Hesperia News says Lancashire Boulevard, North Hollywood. If you're asking about the Cobra Kai Dojo, yes. Lancashire Boulevard in North Hollywood. Do you remember Skater Cross at Reseda and Satakoy? So I've actually shown it. I showed it in like my first or second Valley video. It was actually at Reseda and Van Owen, and I never got to go to it. It was gone by the time I was old enough to remember. But I talk about it in my video that we used to go to the 7-Eleven that's right next door to Skater Cross, and my dad, trying to think what it was at that time. Can't remember what it was, but all the pools and bowls had been cemented over. They'd been filled in. But my dad pointed it out to me, and he told me, that used to be a skate park. And I remember, every time I would come by here, there would be an ambulance outside. So that was how I first found out about Skater Cross, and then then I saw it in an episode of Chips. Such a great episode of Chips. John says Torrance High is a great filming location. Fast Times, Buffy, the series, She's All That. So I know they did 90210 there. A few other things. One of my favorite documentaries, All American High, which I'm probably going to make a video about later. That was filmed there. Are you sure about them using Torrance High in Fast Times? I don't think they used that in Fast Times. They used Fast Times was all Canoga High and Van Nuys High. Westside Pavilion is now a Google campus. Yeah, that's why I said thanks to Google, we can no longer go to the Westside Pavilion. So that's a bummer. It was a good move to leave the Valley. I mean, maybe. I still have a lot of friends that live in the Valley, and they love it, and they say they'll never leave. Like I said, I love the Valley. I've got a lot of love for the Valley, but it's been cool experiencing living other places. Mr. Zook's Twilight Zone Days says, hey there, it was a nice little tribute you made to your dad standing in line for Prince tickets. My dad would have done something like that. Yeah, thank you very much. And if those of you that don't know what he's referring to, I just put out another Memories of the Valley video, and I told a little story about my dad because the anniversary of him passing away was just a few days ago on November 5th. And I didn't really know how people would react to that story. I thought they just, might have been bored with it because it didn't really have anything to do with the 80s or the Valley. But, I decided to put it in because I wanted to pay tribute to my dad. And everybody's response was amazing. Some really touching and sweet responses. So thank you. Thank all of you that had something really nice to say about it. I love your filming location videos. You do such an amazing job with them. Thank you very much. I try. The tribute to your dad, along with the photos of you and him as a youth, were awesome. Much support from Fresno. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's something that in the end I was glad that I did. Again, just to pay tribute to him and also guess it probably helps to talk about it and share those things. Have you ever shopped at the King Market from the movie Cobra? Yes, I have shopped at that location when it was the 99-cent store, which it currently is. Great job. I love your videos. What movie would you like to do, but you would have problems for one reason or another? Well, right now there's a lot of movies that I have been waiting to do that are in they're in other states and I haven't been able to travel. So there's quite a few movies in New York that I really want to do. There's one movie in New York that, for one, I haven't been able to do it because it's in New York. And number two, there's like zero information online about where the locations are. And since I'm not from New York or from the East Coast, it's kind of hard for me to track them down. But I'm gonna do it. It's on my bucket list when I'm able to travel, when I'm able to get back to New York. I'm gonna do some heavy research and I'm gonna do that movie. Trying to think of movies that there's problems other than just being in another state. Of course, there's always movies that come up where a lot of the movies are heavily filmed on backlots, and sometimes it's not as easy to get into backlots. So there's that. Yeah, I'd say those are probably the two biggest problems. The punk scene here in LA is going strong in the underground and in backyards. Love your videos. Thank you very much. Man, I haven't been to a backyard punk show or played a backyard punk show and I don't know how long. I think once I got old, once I was like over 30, they stopped inviting me to the backyard punk shows. Hello from New Zealand. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to wrap this up in a bit, but I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to start doing this a lot more often. I was before just doing these live streams like once a month, but I'm going to try and do them, I don't know, maybe once a week. Just sign on here for a little bit and chat with all of you. Thousand Oaks is where I live. There are some great filming locations up here since we are in the Miracle Mile radius of 100 mile or less to LA. Yeah, so I've already been out there doing part of Karate Kid and Poltergeist, and I think I was there recently doing something else. I can't remember what. So I'm sure I'll be back to that area again pretty soon. Here's a good question. How long had you thought about making an 80s channel, and which videos so far, if you had to pick one, are you most proud of or like the best? And that's from Mr. Buttermaker, one of my longtime subscribers and supporters. So making an actual 80s YouTube channel was completely spur of the moment. I mean, I've been doing 80s stuff for years and years, doing 80s dance nights, 80s clubs, 80s bands, all types of different 80s things. I may have mentioned doing an 80s YouTube channel in the past, but kind of just in passing. But I know I've talked about this before, but since you asked, the way the channel came about was completely just spur of the moment. It was during the beginning of the pandemic when everyone was, in lockdown in the house. My son was watching YouTube. He was watching a filming location video. I don't remember who it was or what the filming location video was, but it wasn't like they were getting a lot of stuff wrong. And I commented on it and I jokingly said, I can do better than that. I'm going to make a channel and I'll do better filming locations. And I was completely kidding. I actually said it so that my son would get embarrassed and, you know, be like, no, Dad, you can't be on YouTube. You're old. But instead, my wife and son, complete opposite. They were like, you know, you have to do it. You'll be so good at it. And I kind of fought them on it for a couple of days and they kept pushing me, and I'm glad they did, because I decided to do it. And it was a no-brainer, that the channel would be about the 80s. That was once I decided that I was going to do a channel, like I think I came up with, you know, the name 80s Life right away, and that was going to be the channel. As far as what video am I most proud of, I don't know, because I'm really hard on myself, and there's a lot of videos that I'm really happy that I did, but then I go back and I watch them and I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. So I'm really happy that I did colors. That was one of my favorites, but there's things I wish I did better. I'm really happy I did Boys in the Hood. Same thing. Gleaming the Cube and Thrashin' were two of my absolute favorite videos to do. But again, I go back and I watch them and I'm like, oh, I wish I did this different. I wish I did that different. So I have videos that I'm really proud that I did. I'm really happy that I did, but I'm always hard on myself and I'm always wishing that I did the videos slightly different. So, and that's why I'm going to, like in the next month, I'm going to be redoing my license to drive video. That was a good question. Pizza Rat says your Thrashing video is excellent. Thank you very much. Like I just said, I'm really proud of that one, but I do wish that I edited the video a little different. Big love from England. Love the videos. Thank you so much, Randy Savage. Good to see you. The hook phone bit had me dying. Thank you. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was really funny when right after that, when my son pantsed me. Do a video location for the decline of Western civilization part 1. That's one I've thought about doing. I just don't know that there's a lot to see because none of those clubs exist anymore, but maybe. Just noticed you've got to 30,000 subs and a thumbs up. Yes, I did. I just reached 30,000 subs. Thank you very much. I remember liquor stores with arcade games back in the day. Yeah, everywhere had an arcade game back in the day. Something they need to bring back. Where was I the other day? Oh, I was passing by the mall, the Del Amo Mall, and there was an arcade game in the window, and I thought that was weird. I thought to myself, are they bringing back arcade games? Because didn't know they had arcade games in the mall anymore. Try to do summer school filming locations. I've done it. Go to my channel and look on my filming location playlist and you'll find summer school. That's one that I was really happy with. I really liked summer school. I love the occasional props, reenactments, having your son pop up now and then. Also adding yourself to the box covers is priceless. I can tell you really loved your dad. You were doing him proud. Yeah, I absolutely did. Thank you very much. And thank you. That's stuff that I need to do more of the little reenactments and those funny things. Someone mentioned recently on one of my videos that it seems like the more videos I do, the more stuff like that I'm doing. And I think it's the more comfortable I'm getting with being on YouTube and having a YouTube channel. I'm kind of starting to be myself a little bit more and, act like an idiot because that's what I do. So you'll probably see a lot more of that in the future. So I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. I'm sorry there's a lot of questions I didn't get to, but again, probably next week I will do another one of these. So hopefully you'll all come back next week. Whatever questions I didn't get to, please ask me those questions again and I will answer them, because I love all of your questions. Were you ever an extra in any of the movies back in the day? No, I wasn't. I was going to say I was too young, but that's not true because my friend Kevin, he's actually younger than me, and he was in a few things. He was just background stuff, but he was in an episode of Full House, and he always posts the picture of him in the background, and it always makes me mad. I'm really jealous. What movie is impossible to get info on? Love your channel. Thank you very much. So I don't know if you're just asking in general or if you're referring to what I was saying about the place in New York. So I don't know that it's impossible to get info on, but it's the movie Crush Groove. And just what I meant is there's nothing really online about, a lot of movies, when you look them up, you can find like all the locations, and there isn't any of that for Crush Groove. And since I'm not from New York, I'm not familiar with any of the locations. So I'm going to find the locations. It's just going to be a lot of investigating. I believe Adam the Woo posted a video hanging out at an arcade in the Valley. They have a lot of games. I haven't seen that video, but there was an arcade that opened a few years ago in Northridge. It was a retro arcade. It was one of those ones where you paid like, I don't know, because I didn't get to go. You paid like $20 and like you could be there for, I don't know, an hour or something and play as many games as you want. I didn't get to go. I was planning on going, and then the pandemic hit, and now it closed down. So it's no longer there. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Again, thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. We'll do this again in the near future. If I didn't get to your questions, please come back next week and ask me again. So as always, thank you all for the support. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Oh, and don't forget, new filming location video, most likely dropping tomorrow night. So keep an eye out for it. All right. See you guys.